Ever pondered the weight of the grudges you carry, or the liberating sensation of releasing them? Picture this scenario. You're hauling a sack, heavy with rocks of resentment, each one a bitter memory, a grudge, a hurt. You might not feel the burden initially, but over time, the weight grows unbearable. The solution? Letting go. Forgiveness is the key. It's not about excusing hurtful actions or forgetting the pain caused. It's about freeing yourself from the exhausting task of carrying this weight. It's about liberating your heart and mind from the shackles of resentment, making room for emotional relief and improved mental health. Forgiveness is a journey, a path that leads to peace and happiness. It's a road that takes courage and strength to travel, but the rewards are profound. Imagine a life unburdened by the past, a life filled with peace and happiness. So what is this powerful concept we call forgiveness? It's a question that stirs the soul, isn't it? At its core, forgiveness is the act of releasing resentment, anger, and thoughts of revenge. It is choosing to let go of the pain that someone else's actions or words have inflicted upon us. It's a decision, a conscious choice that we make to free ourselves from the shackles of negativity and open our hearts to healing and peace. Now let's clarify something important. Forgiveness is not about forgetting. It's not about erasing memories or denying the reality of the harm done. It's not about saying it's okay to the person who hurt us. It's not about excusing unacceptable behavior. No, not at all. Instead, forgiveness is about acknowledging the pain, understanding it, and then making a conscious choice to let it go. It's about saying, yes, I was hurt, but I will not allow this pain to control me anymore. Imagine you're carrying a heavy backpack. Inside it are stones, each one representing a grudge, a hurt, a resentment. The longer you carry this backpack, the heavier it becomes. Your steps slow, your back aches, and your journey becomes more and more difficult. That's what holding on to resentment and anger feels like. It's a burden that weighs us down, draining our energy and joy. Now imagine unzipping that backpack and removing the stones, one by one. Each stone you remove represents a decision to forgive. As each stone is removed, the backpack becomes lighter. Your steps become quicker, your back feels better, and your journey becomes easier. That's the power of forgiveness. It's an act of self-liberation, a release from the weight of the past. You see, forgiveness doesn't mean you have to reconcile with the person who hurt you. It doesn't mean you have to accept their actions. It doesn't mean you have to forget what happened, but it does mean you have to make peace with what happened. It means you have to choose to move forward, to release the anger and resentment, and to open your heart to healing and peace. Forgiveness, in essence, is a gift you give to yourself. It's the gift of freedom, peace, and inner strength. It's the key that unlocks the shackles of bitterness and resentment, setting you free to live a happier, healthier, and more peaceful life. So remember, forgiveness is not about them. It's about you. It's about your peace, your happiness, and your freedom. It's about choosing to release the negativity and embrace the healing power of forgiveness. It's about choosing to be the master of your emotions and the architect of your happiness. Remember, forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, it means setting yourself free. Every journey to forgiveness is unique, filled with challenges and triumphs. As we navigate the path of life, we encounter situations and relationships that test our capacity for forgiveness. These narratives, etched in our hearts, shape our understanding of forgiveness and its transformative power. Consider, for instance, the story of Maria, a woman who had been deeply hurt by a close friend's betrayal. For years, Maria held on to her pain, allowing it to fester and create a chasm in her friendship. It wasn't until she decided to confront her pain, to truly understand the depth of her hurt, that Maria began her journey to forgiveness. She realized that by holding on to her grudge, she was only imprisoning herself in her own suffering. The decision to forgive did not come easily, but when it did, she felt a weight lift from her shoulders. The freedom she experienced was profound, like a bird released from a cage. Then there's the tale of Sam, a man who had been wronged by his business partner. Sam's story is one of anger and resentment, emotions that consumed him for a long time. As the years passed, he found that his bitterness was affecting not only his professional life but his personal relationships as well. In a moment of clarity, Sam chose to forgive, not because his partner deserved it, but because he did. He deserved peace. He deserved to break free from the chains of resentment that had bound him for so long. These stories, though different in their details, share a common thread: the transformative power of forgiveness. Maria and Sam both had to navigate through a tumultuous sea of emotions to confront their pain and resentment head-on. But through their journey, they found freedom, peace, and a new understanding of themselves and others. Now let's turn the lens inward. Reflect on your own life. Are there instances where you've been hurt, wronged, or betrayed? Are there grudges you've held on to, pain you've carried around? More importantly, are there stories of forgiveness waiting to be written? Remember, forgiveness is not a one-size-fits-all process. It takes time, patience, and courage. It's about acknowledging the hurt and understanding the context. It's about choosing to let go, not for the one who wronged you, but for yourself. Because you deserve peace. You deserve to be free from the shackles of resentment and bitterness. And as you embark on your journey to forgiveness, remember this. It's not about erasing the past, but about painting a new picture for your future. It's about releasing the burdens that have been weighing you down and making room for peace, happiness, and personal growth. Your story of forgiveness is waiting to be written, because every step you take towards forgiveness is a step towards a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Ready to embark on your journey toward forgiveness? It's not always an easy path to tread, but it's one that leads to peace, freedom, and the opening of new doors to happiness. The first step on this journey is acknowledging the hurt and anger that you feel. It's okay to feel these emotions. They are valid and real, and they are a part of your healing process. In fact, they are the very fuel for your journey towards forgiveness. Now imagine the person or situation that has caused you pain. Picture them or it vividly in your mind's eye. Hold that image there for a moment and allow yourself to feel the weight of the emotions that come along with it. It's okay, you're safe here. The next step on this path is understanding the situation from a broader perspective. This is not about excusing the wrong that was done to you, but about seeing the bigger picture. It's about realizing that people often act out of their own pain, fear, or misunderstanding. This doesn't justify their actions, but it can help us understand why they did what they did. Now return to the image in your mind. This time, try to see it from a distance, like you're watching a movie. Notice how this new perspective changes the way you feel about the situation. The third step in this process is making the decision to forgive. This is perhaps the most challenging part, but also the most liberating. Forgiveness is a choice that you make for yourself, not for the person or situation that hurt you. It's a decision to let go of the anger and resentment that have been weighing you down, so you can move forward lighter and freer. Once again, picture the person or situation in your mind. Now imagine yourself saying to them, "I forgive you." Feel the weight lifting off your shoulders as you say these words. Visualize it as a physical burden being lifted, perhaps like a heavy backpack being taken off, or a chain being broken. The final step is practicing forgiveness regularly. Forgiveness is not a one-time act, but a continuous practice. It's about choosing, day after day, to let go of the bitterness and resentment and choosing peace instead. So every day, take a moment to practice this visualization exercise. Picture the person or situation, understand them from a broader perspective, decide to forgive, and then visualize the weight being lifted off your shoulders. With each step, you're moving closer to peace and liberation. Remember, forgiveness is not about the other person. It's about you. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of resentment and opening up space for peace, joy, and new beginnings. Let's make forgiveness a part of your everyday life. Imagine a world where you wake up each morning, not burdened by yesterday's grudges, but instead greeted by the fresh promise of a new day, unscarred by past resentments. It's a world where forgiveness isn't merely an act, but a way of life. Let's start this journey towards this world together. To begin, grab a piece of paper and a pen. We're going to do an exercise called the forgiveness letter. This is a letter you'll write to the person you feel has wronged you. It's a safe space for you to pour out your feelings, your pain, your anger. And remember, this is a letter you don't necessarily have to send. It's simply a tool for you to articulate your emotions and embrace forgiveness. Start the letter by expressing your feelings. Describe the event that hurt you, how it made you feel, and how it affected your life. This isn't about blaming or shaming, but about acknowledging the impact of these experiences on your life. Next, write about your decision to forgive. This is the part where you show understanding and empathy. You're not saying that what happened was okay, but you are saying that you're ready to let go of the resentment. Write about why you want to forgive and what forgiving them means for you. Finally, close the letter with a statement of release. This is where you let go of the past and make a conscious decision to move forward. It doesn't mean forgetting what happened, but it does mean releasing the power it has over you. Once you've written your letter, take a moment to reflect. How do you feel? Lighter? More peaceful, perhaps? This is the power of forgiveness. It's a transformative process that can bring a profound sense of relief and liberation. But forgiving isn't a one-off event, it's a lifestyle. So how can we incorporate forgiveness into our everyday lives? One way is through affirmations. Start your day with a positive affirmation like, "Today I choose forgiveness," or "I am releasing the past and welcoming peace." These simple statements can set the tone for your day and help you maintain a forgiving mindset. Another strategy is setting intentions. Each morning, decide to approach the day with an open heart. Make the conscious choice to let go of grudges, to understand rather than judge, to love rather than resent. Remember, every moment is a new opportunity to choose forgiveness. And finally, practice empathy. Try to see the world from the other person's perspective. This doesn't excuse their actions, but it can help you understand them better and foster forgiveness. Remember, forgiveness isn't a one-time act, it's a lifestyle. Embracing forgiveness is a journey, one that leads to a path of peace, liberation, and emotional well-being. Each step you take on this path brings you closer to a life free from the weight of resentment and filled with the light of understanding and compassion. So, let's make forgiveness a part of our everyday lives. Let's choose peace over resentment, love over anger, and freedom over grudges. Let's embrace forgiveness. Reflect on the journey you've embarked upon today. It's been an enlightening voyage, hasn't it? A journey to the heart of forgiveness, a path to releasing the weight of negativity, and a gateway to embracing peace. It may have been challenging, perhaps even emotionally taxing, but like any worthwhile journey, the reward is worth the effort. We've journeyed together, exploring the essence of forgiveness. We've distinguished between forgiving and forgetting, appreciating that forgiveness is not about overlooking harm, but about releasing the chains of resentment that bind us. We've understood that forgiveness is a journey, not a destination, and it is a process that requires time, patience, and courage. We've listened to narratives of forgiveness, tales of hurt and healing, of anger and acceptance. These stories have shown us that forgiveness is not just possible, it's transformative. It's about acknowledging the pain, understanding the broader perspective, and deciding to let go. It's about freeing ourselves from the burden of grudges and opening our hearts to the potential for peace and happiness. We've walked the path to forgiveness, acknowledging our hurt and anger, making the decision to forgive, and visualizing our forgiveness. We've learned to incorporate forgiveness into our daily life, using affirmations, setting intentions, and participating in exercises that foster forgiveness. We've written letters, journaled our feelings, and visualized symbols of our forgiveness. Reflect on these steps, these lessons, these insights. They're not just for today, but for every day. They're tools you can use to navigate life's challenges, to heal old wounds, and to open new doors. Remember, forgiveness is not an act of weakness, but one of strength. It's not about the other person, it's about you. It's about your peace, your freedom, your growth. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself, a step toward a more peaceful and fulfilling life. So, what are you waiting for?